I came to bury sleep.
Cursed spite that ever I was born to set it.
Shall I compare thee to a summer's day?
This is the excellent foppery of the world.
Well, I've had a rough time with Shakespeare because nobody ever wanted to hire me for it, and if I did ever get an audition for it, I couldn't figure out what on earth it was all about. Or just reading Harold Bloom today saying Shakespeare is his God. And I thought in a way that put it really well, because he is the ultimate in theatrical expression, which of course is what I'm interested in. Joe Papp was always trying to get his directors doing Shakespeare to hire me, and they never would. I think they thought that I was not Shakespearean. You know, there's a real curse about the way Shakespeare is done, I think, in America. It seems to have been some kind of all-white thing that followed a tradition of I don't know what, not theater. So it seems to me that he was not writing for intellectuals who have kind of taken him over and destroyed, quite extensively, I think, have destroyed the theatrical presentations and forced people into some kind of traditional manner of playing Shakespeare. I'm not saying I think there's a lot of latitude in the acting, because I think there's a core that has to be always met, and I think when experiments go wrong, it's because people lose sight of the core of each play. But he did actually not put it down on a page to be read and oohed and ahed over. Actually, he wrote it for actors to get up and say and have an experience with the audience. I was invited to direct a play by Margot Lewitton of the Interart Theater, and she said, anything you want to do. And at the time I was working on Cleopatra, but I couldn't think of a director that I wanted to do it with. So I decided I would direct it myself. My production was totally multicultural. It just happened because I needed an Antony, and I got a very big star from Puerto Rico, Francisco Prado. I suppose that changed my life because Joe Papp came to see it then and invited me to start a Shakespeare company for him for the New York school system, which I did. Now, what did I know about Shakespeare? Nothing, but what do I know about the theater? A lot. I mean, we had amazing success with that company, with the New York City school system, and also with their parents and grandparents and babies. I mean, we played for grown-ups on the weekends in the school system. That's my big experience with Shakespeare, and it was quite wonderful. And we were doing the Scottish play. A school group younger than high school, quite a bit younger, maybe 6th grade, from Harlem, came one day, which was very hard. It's a huge school system, and, you know, like 157 languages, first languages are spoken in the 5 boroughs. So this was really a massive operation for Joe to undertake, and it was quite wonderful. But this particular little school group had no preparation. They'd been asked at the last minute. The teacher had been asked, do you want to go? And the teacher said, yes, I want to bring my class. So she did. And it was absolutely amazing that with our production of the Scottish play, afterwards, those kids could tell the whole story of the play. They just knew everything the play was about. So I knew we were doing the right thing, because how often do you go if you don't know a Shakespearean play well? Even as an adult, you think, oh my God, I've got to read it before I go see it. I've got to read it because I'm not going to get anything out of it. We started from it being a play and bringing yourself to the play like you would to other theatrical material. Why wouldn't you bring it to Shakespeare? But you don't get an opportunity very often. And then, if you got good enough with playing the actual play, which we often did, it would become poetry. rather than say, we've got to make the poetry instead of making the play. So I come to Shakespeare from a different place for most people.